Hi, I'm Scott, and this is Scott Rod's Wicked Rides.
All right. Well, we are officially done drag racing for a little while now. Hope you guys enjoyed all that stuff. I'm really a big fan of being at the drag strip, so I would rather be there than anywhere. So now that we're getting back to normal, yeah, I had little problems with my internet and my computers, and we thought we had it figured out, and we didn't. So um, we took a week off. It was 4th of July, anyways. We had a lot of stuff that we had to catch up on. We wanted to hang out with the family, see your mom, see your brother, see your sister, and deal with a lot of stuff that we had to deal with. On top of, we had a couple other interesting things. So, since the last time I've seen you guys, I have dug out the inner fender wells for Sketchy, and I tried some of that undercoating on it. So I dragged them out in the backyard and I put some on. It goes on brown, dries black. Well, it actually turned out pretty good, but it's kind of thin, so I might have to put a few layers on. So the next time I had to drive for my mom, I went to go get in the truck, and well, the front tire was flat on it, so I picked something up somewhere. So we pulled that in here, and I put a tire plug in. Well, being a front tire, I don't let that slide with my heavy Cummins engine in the front. So that turned into a full tire rotation at 9 o'clock at night, which wasn't ready for that. But I wanted to be safe on my trip the next day. I wanted to make sure that I got everything I needed to do. I wanted to make sure I didn't have to change a tire on my trip. So I went ahead and I did all that, drove for my mom. Everything worked out good. And then my brother had found that other rear end, so we went to go pick up that other rear end. Well, long story short on that, also, that's over there. It wasn't a 10 bolt either. That guy was just like me. We can't count, I guess. So I got two 12-bolt rear ends for square body two wheel drives, which is good for the future. So I still bought it. I still brought it home. But talking to my lowrider buddy, it sounds like the four wheel drive one and then 3.5 degrees difference angles. As long as I got my four link and I got my torque arm, he said there should be plenty of adjustments and plenty of holes to adjust to get the right angles for what I need. So I think we're going to go ahead and use the 4x4 10-bolt rear end that I had originally gotten from the guy with the Jaguar Cummins. That's the cleanest housing anyways. It's the right purchase, so I'm kind of glad on that. Um, on top of that, I figured the rear end out. So we got the G35 seats done. So I had to move some stuff around again, and we dug the G35 out. I put seats in it, and we went and cleaned that up because that thing was getting kind of dusty again. I feel bad because that car just sits in here because I don't have time for it. I usually am working on everybody else's stuff instead of enjoying mine. Well, that's why we kind of took this week off because the seats were back in it and we wanted to go enjoy some of it. So we drove around a little bit. On top of that, my mom's one worker that helps build houses. They just built a new office down at R&P Carriages. Well, he's got a Ford, and I'm not a big fan of Fords. Well, the power steering pump went out on it, so I got that truck in here, and even though I didn't want to, I got the power steering pump changed in it, which it was connected to a line that didn't want to let go, so it turned into changing a power steering pump line, changed the power steering pump, and it was a pain, but I ended up getting that done. So we figured that out, filled that all up, got that back, no leaks on that. Right after I got done with that, I had been cleaning up in the shop. Well, I got a call from my lowrider buddy, and he said, "Hey, do you have any lower control arms for the square bodies?" Well, I just so happened to have just taken those off and put those off to the corner because I got the knuckles, or I mean, I got the spindle taken off it. So I don't need them because I'm going QA1. I'm probably going to go QA1 with 71 also, so I won't need them for that. So he's helped me out a lot, so I let him come over and grab those. It was really kind of cool. We went outside, and him and his buddy just had picked up a twin turbo LS swap jet boat. So that was kind of neat. So in this picture, remember that Ford Taurus when we're looking at that jet boat. Anyways, so after that, I was talking to my buddy with the lowrider, and I had some tires in here for Cassie's mom. So I was like, hey, you know what? Tomorrow, why don't I come up and we'll change the tires on Cassie's mom since I'm taking off from this. So I went and got that done. She needed some new tires for a while. They don't really hold any air. She doesn't drive very far, but she wanted to get a job somewhere, and I want to make sure she's safe if she does. So she's got brand new tires all the way around on her Impala LTZ now. I checked out a couple other things on it. We might be doing some suspension on it, whatever. I'm gonna keep her car going and everything. So yeah, we went out and we stopped at Bucks and Trucks doing the tires on Cassie's mom's thing. And again, there's that truck and that jet boat. Well, we go inside and here is a one of, I guess is what they were telling me, a 4-door short bed OBS pickup truck, 2-wheel drive. They never made it in the half ton, I guess. And I think in the 2500s and the 1 tons, it was a 4-door long bed, not a short bed. So somebody did some really good work on that truck because it looks like it was made like that. And I really like that setup that it had going on. I like how it was lowered. I like the wheel setup on it. I like the paint scheme on it. I liked it. And then on top of it all, it had LS underneath the hood. So hell yeah. That guy, that's all he does out there, LS swaps. So you just never know what Bucks and Trucks is going to be working on. So we also went out and we looked at that Suburban that we got the front end parts to him for. I guess he was out on a road trip and maybe smacked the curb being all lowered and folded a control arm. So I wasn't going to show what he did, but I definitely helped him out. He helps me out a lot. So we got that for him and we went and checked out that OBS that he had. Also, the other guy working for him had a super clean older Mercedes inline six that he was working on. And you just don't see them cars around. You don't see people working on them. At least I don't. But it was cool because I've had the BMW and I got the Lexus, and it was cool to see the other car that had the straight six in it from that time. I like messing with stuff like that. It'd be cool to drive it. I like seeing how quick or how slow they are compared to each other. So far, I want to say the Lexus has definitely got more power than the BMW. According to numbers, it does too. But you can definitely tell when it's in sport mode and it's in first and second gear. BMW maybe wasn't that quick, but we don't know. I never did get to race them. So let's see. Oh yeah, so back to that Ford Taurus. I'm gonna be as quick as I can about this because I'm already rambling. That Ford Taurus was a car I was gonna scrap for my girlfriend's boss. His daughter bought the Mitsubishi Lancer I had out front a while back. I don't have any videos or pictures of that anymore. But they were going to bring it over like 4 or 5 months ago. We were going to scrap it. He brought it over the other day. He didn't bring the title over. So it was sitting out front. I had some really strange guy show up, but he had a believable story that I've heard too many times because of other stuff that I'm not going to get into. But I believed somebody and they took the scrap car. They were going to go to the ATM because I don't do any internet sales stuff. I don't do the Venmo. I don't have any of that stuff. Maybe I should. Showed me he had the money for it, said he was going to go to the ATM, and well, I waited down here for another 2 hours after he left, and I never did hear from him again. My sister's a bartender. I've said that before. Well, long story short, the guy ended up going from my shop to the bar, which is not even a block away, and got a DUI. So that's why he never came back. I don't know if he was going to actually pay for the car. There is an ATM at the Fat Daddy's bar that he got arrested from, but he never came back to me. So I don't know if he was going to pay for it or not. So because it wasn't my car, it was my girlfriend's boss's daughter's car. Long story short on that too, the owner of the car has to go and get it out of impound if you ever get stuck in that situation. So if you have somebody else's car and you're trying to sell it for them and that gets taken and it gets put in impound, yeah, that should be your problem, not the owner's problem, but the owner has to go and get it because it's not in my name and they have to have proof that I'm not trying to steal it out of the impound. So that turned into something I've never had to deal with before. Yep. So that was interesting. That was Tuesday night. I don't even know where to go from that. So after all the stuff with the Taurus, I found it. We got that all dealt with. That ended up being money out of my pocket, but that is what it is. I am never going to trust people again. I don't know if I'm going to sell cars out in front of my shop anymore. Besides this one we have right now. The band that practices in my shop is Oblivion Zero. The drummer from Oblivion Zero has had a 31 Model A rat rod that they've had in their music videos. They've kind of had it for a while since I think Oblivion Zero's been together. So to him, it means a lot towards the band. The band is trying to do bigger, better things. I think they're trying to do more tours and stuff. So they needed some money, and he stepped up and he's going to sell the rat rod for some of it to go towards the band. So because of that, I don't know if anybody around here or is interested that watches, Oblivion Zero, like I said, the band, uh, would be willing to sign the car anywhere on it if somebody does purchase a car from here, from wherever, from driving by, from whatever. If anybody wants it, it's available. If not, it is what it is. But yeah, 31 Model A, rat rod, 350 engine, 350 transmission, runs and drives great. It's different, makes a lot of noise. It's really cool. A lot of people are stopping looking at it. Not a lot of offers, but I've seen people even getting out, taking pictures in front of it. So it's really kind of a cool showpiece. So we have that for sale right now, which is really kind of cool. So we went and got that, put that out front, drove around town a little bit, drove G35 around a little bit. And then I had another buddy that went to a concert, gave me a phone call and said, "Hey, I know it's 4th of July weekend, but I really trust you more than anybody else. Can you look at my car?" I'm like, "Oh, great. I just finally told everybody, no, I'll go help him out." Well, the battery is dead in it, so I went and got a battery for him, hook up the battery. It's in the fender well of a Dodge Journey. So that was interesting because as soon as I hooked it up, it sparked kind of a lot. Well, the door was open. I don't know, sometimes sparks a lot when the door's open. But I got a weird whiff of something. Nobody was kind of paying attention to me. I asked them if they smelled anything. They said no. So I kept putting it back together. Like I said, it's in the fender well, taking the tire off. I was going to make sure it started. So I put the tire back on. And as I put the tire back on, get it tight, I look over in the fender well, the passenger side, and it's smoking. So long story short on that, the alternator got smoked when they went to the concert. Valet parked it. I don't think they turned it off. So that was a problem. So I unhooked the battery real quick, had to tow it to my shop, put an alternator in it, put the battery back in it. No big giant spark when I put it on there. I let it sit outside because I wasn't having it in the shop doing that. Let it sit outside for, I don't know, probably a half hour, maybe an hour, make sure it wasn't going to start smoking again, and then took it for a test drive. Well, and then all of a sudden, it's got a howling coming from the rear end. So I'm thinking, oh man, they towed it wrong. It's all wheel drive. They messed it up. But then if I throw it the one way, throw it the other way, it's quiet, it's loud. It's quiet, it's loud. Yeah, I think we got a wheel bearing here. So I called the guy. He had enough money to do the wheel bearing on too. So I went and got a wheel bearing. He was also asking about the brakes on it. Had a caliper slide locked up on the one side and had a wheel bearing going on the other side. So I put an alternator, a battery, a wheel bearing, a brake bracket on it. And then also he had two bald front tires in the front. So I went to Walmart and I have a habit of looking at the Hot Wheels when I go to Walmart. So I threw the tires over there to get changed at Walmart because I don't have a tire machine or sell tires. So I went over there, cheapest place I know to get them on the weekend, 4th of July weekend, last minute. Um, so I walk around the corner to go look at the Hot Wheels, and there is the Legends Tour display. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, I've seen this all over. It sells out in seconds. So I walk to the one side, yep, nothing left on it at all the other three sides had stuff though. I was really, really shocked. So of course I can't stay away from it. I can't stop. I grabbed one of everything that I could that was left over. So I got the Advan truck set, I got the Chrome set, I got the Legends Tour set. There was one Legend Silver Series car, and then there was just another really cool like race car that was on that box set. So I grabbed that also. So I was very happy with it because I got some stuff that said the Legends. Oh, and the BMW on the trailer with the van towing it. That was kind of cool too. It says Legends on it. So I did, go down there and checked out my Hot Wheels again. So that leads us up to 4th of July, which was 2 days ago. Today's the 6th, so it is Sunday, and I'm wrapping up everything for the week so we can get going on our YouTube video for you guys. Next week, I really hope that I will be ordering the rear end for Sketchy. Hopefully it'll come in. If not, it is what it is. But I'm going to work on cleaning up that housing, getting the brakes ordered for it because I think I got to get all brakes for it. And just getting that ready to be put in the truck because I would love to have my purple frame and my black QA1 suspension at least assembled so I could put the engine on it so I can assemble the rest of the engine, put the cab back on and start getting some of this stuff cleared up. I cleaned a lot of room in here and I took it all up with one vehicle. So I need to keep working on that. I need to keep getting it going. There was some opportunities if I get it back together by a certain date coming up. So if I get the rear end for this truck, I'm going to do what I can. I might even call my lowrider buddy and see if he'll help me for a day or two to get this thing done. But I'm going to try and make it to one of these tours coming up. and I will let you guys know as soon, obviously, as I get together and we get something going. But you guys, I'm going to be done rambling now. So you guys have a good rest of your day. You guys have a good rest of your week. And I will see you guys next Monday.
So if you like what you see, hit that like, subscribe, and notification button because we have new videos coming out every Monday.